One of the reasons my faith in Islam is so high is because you can't disprove that the Quran is from God. You can't disprove it. The numerical miracles, the historical predictions, the scientific miracles inside of it. There's too many to name that must have been from a divine source. A man couldn't have written it. And for over 1,000 years, people didn't even know a lot of these miracles. They accepted Islam because of the way people acted.
It's exactly why they did.
That's why.
Some of the first captives of war became Muslim because of the way they were treated. And today you got guys in the desert with orange jumpsuits chopping people's heads off, which we all know who's financing that stuff, and saying this is Islam. It's not Islam. Islam is a religion of mercy. So a lot of those captives were like, wow, like, what do you say? Feed them and clothe them the way you feed and clothe yourselves. Imagine knowing that you're going to go into war, and if you should get captured, you're not going to be treated any different than they treat themselves. That's crazy, dude.
Bro, before I accepted Islam, if you told me Bible verses like the Father is greater than I or no one knows the hour, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care about the Bible verses you'd give me, because in my head, I was like, well, if there was a Christian scholar in the room right now, he would be able to just dismantle this and disprove it. So for everyone to see the truth, you have to go about explaining it to them from different angles. Like, if you know that I don't care about, you reading me Bible quotes because I'm going to think that, that if a Christian scholar is in the room, they're just going to explain it. You have to take a different angle. And that's why, like, when the sheikhs were with me, they were like, yo, do you believe the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is a prophet? I was like, yeah. Like, I don't know how he knew all this stuff. Do you believe that God sent messengers? I was like, of course. Do you believe only God should be worshipped? Then just testify that. Simple. It's very simple. And if Islam isn't the truth at the end of the day, then you just said another sentence out of the billions you say in your life. It doesn't even matter. That was my logic.
I'm done trying to convince anybody. Anybody that wants to find the truth can find it without Beck, without Sonny. If you want the truth, it's real simple. The creator of the heavens and the earth sent books. Go read them. You don't need a translator. They're in your language. If you got questions, go ask people of the faith. Go ask the clergy of the faith. You shouldn't accept, you're talking about betting your soul, your afterlife. Shouldn't be bet on Beck or you or anybody. It's something serious. It's something that's permanent. It's something that will affect beyond our comprehension. But this life ends, dude. We're playing for keeps. So I know we have a responsibility, but me and you were both content creators long before we ever spoke about these subjects. I never wanted to talk about these things. I still don't want to talk about it. But unfortunately, the world's on fire right now. If we go to X right now, I guarantee you in the first 5 posts, we're going to see something. God, let's just do it randomly. God, just show them. Okay, so I feel like I have an obligation to speak, especially to these people in the West, because all they're doing is bringing hatred and hatred and hatred. There you go. There she is. That's all she does. That's all she talks about.
Literally the first post. The first post. It's Lower Loomer.
So I feel like I have a duty as a member of this ummah, this community, to push back against this dehumanization of 2 billion Muslims who come in all shapes and colors and sizes and nationalities. And we don't believe we should be killing people and Christians and the infidels. I love that they're quoting verses of the Quran that are used for defending yourself, not attacking someone.
Bro,
that's the crazy part.
Retarded.
They're literally all they do is make us believe even more and more in our religion. It's like you're literally using my book and lying about it. I will never look at what you say. I will never respect. You're literally taking, it's like if I said to you 2 + 2 is 4, but I want you to believe it's 10. It's like, dude.
Yeah, bro, use bulletproof arguments. Both sides. I think the Muslims overall are pretty good about that.
Bro.
But like, bro, whenever the Christians are like, I and the Father are one, like, and they say claims that like can so easily be disputed.
And it's debunked in their own books, dude.
I know, bro. It's crazy.
Well, leave us out of it. Leave Islam out of it.
No, I'm telling you this. For me, once I was like really looking at Islam and Christianity, and I kept seeing every Christian scholar, their first verse they would pull for Jesus' divinity is I and the Father are one. And I was like, bro, literally a few verses later, he says, may they be one with the Father as I am. Clearly meaning it's just like metaphorical.
Manipulation, dude.
And I'm like, how is this the first one you pull up every time? It blew my mind. They lie with complete confidence.
That's what they say about us.
Yeah, but they say stupid shit like we worship the cube, you worship the prophet, P-file.
No one worships the prophet, but I don't pray for him to help me. Literally praying to people to help you instead of God. I go, hey, God, help me. Hey, God, directly. Like you can't even make that argument.
Bro, pray to God alone is the simplest argument. Wait, look, this is the clip. Look at this shit.
Islam is Antichrist, yeah? Check this out. Your mouth is going to drop now. Check this out. The Antichrist is going to be a man, correct?
Well, yeah.
Is he going to claim to be divine?
Yep.
Which religion believes that God is a man that claims him to be God?
Islam.
Bro.
Your whole faith is based on a man that God came down as a man, dude.
See, he lies with 100% confidence. This is why I say debates are haram.
No, they are haram,
because
bro. They're haram, 100%.
if there's someone that's sincerely looking for truth and they see these two groups, the biggest religions in the world, arguing, and they're both saying things with complete confidence, but one is lying about it, to the person trying to seek truth, that makes it like impossible. You don't know who to trust.
It's not just that. You know why else it's not? Because they don't have the same respect that we do for their people, right? Like, we're never going to insult the Bible.
Never going to insult
They take it
Jesus.
as an insult that we say it's changed. It has changed. It's so evident. It's so clear that it's been altered, right?
Yeah.
Cool. That doesn't mean we disrespect it, though. I've never seen a Muslim burning it, ever. On all of online.
I've never heard a Muslim say a bad thing about Jesus.
I've never heard Muslims saying we want to fight Christians and wipe them out, ever. Anywhere I've gone, anywhere in the world. And it's just like, you want to talk about projecting, bro? Like, they are the master projectors, people. Yeah, we don't have to prove nothing to any of them, bro. No one came and convinced me to start practicing Islam. Like, you can give people knowledge that are actually seeking knowledge. Debating these people, the back and forth and this and that, they're bullshit. Bro, Ahmed Didat, to this day, nobody can stop Ahmed
Wait,
Didat.
are you aware, like, everyone thinks that I was, like, forced into a back room and, like, forced to accept Islam?
Bro, everyone that becomes a part of this faith, right away, your own family turns on you, your friends turn on you, or you become an Arab. Yo, if people feel like that about someone because they found a faith, because if you converted to Buddhism, they wouldn't say shit to you.
Yeah, I know.
They wouldn't say a thing to you. But because you found something that they were programmed, they're so stupid. They've been so preconditioned and propagandized that they can't look in the mirror and admit, damn, my perception of these people, like...
Bro, just to like clarify for the final time, wait, have you ever seen this? Like when I was with Sheikh Uthman and Muslim Lantern, like right before I took my shahada?
Yeah, I saw this clip.
Bro, people, like, it's so funny how they think like I'm not a grown man with free will that can do what I want, and I put myself in that position to be there. And the thing that happened, bro, was Sneeko was streaming, and I didn't want to have this conversation on camera
At this point, you're still drinking?
Bro, I drank the next day.
Okay, so... It wasn't like, oh my God, that shit changed your life.
And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just being
just
honest.
what your state of mind was back then, right?
Yeah,
you
bro.
were a white boy, Florida, chilling, fame, money, hanging out with some of the most famous people in the world, on the internet at least.
Yeah. And
you're in the back room with a couple Arabs.
No, but
that's how they would look at it.
The final straw that got me to accept Islam was that you're going to be in your grave alone. I believed the prophet was a prophet, and I believed God is one, and only God is worthy of worship. And I just testified that. It's so simple.
Kid, how many people have you ever lowered into a grave? You ever been there?
No.
You haven't gone to a funeral?
I've gone to a funeral, but I've never been there when they put the body in the ground.
Bro, I can't tell you how many people I buried, bro.
Let alone people I care about.
I can't tell. Have you ever washed the body?
No. Have you?
Yeah, 2.
What's that like?
You're sitting here going, dude, why am I worried about all this shit? I'm next. You got to be an asshole to be a Muslim, wash the body for burial, and not reflect about how you're going to be next one day. Someone's going to be like this washing your piece of dough while you're dead.
I was just about to ask you. You got to wash it?
I never did that part, though. There was like 3 of us. I stayed away from that part, man. But it's just a very surreal experience. It was very hard to, wash someone that you loved, like very close to them. Very difficult process to go through, lifeless body. But I highly recommend it's something that every Muslim does because it makes it that much more real. You prepare someone for burial that you realize, hey, this is going to be me one day. I think it's just a dignity, when you know that your family's soul is hovering over the body till it's buried, you give them some dignity. So they like cover the private parts, because you got to treat them as if they're still alive. You do realize that, right? Because their soul is still attached until it hits the ground. So
wait, so you meet the angels right when you die?
Listen, to my understanding, you're like hovering there. That's why you're supposed to be buried right away, like until you're buried. But you're supposed to test the water on yourself first to make sure it's not too hot. So you're doing like, ghusl and hoodoo on a body, bro. You have to have mad respect for the body. Like, it's not like, what like they do? Like, it's so,
we're even taught to do that for our enemies, no?
But you know what's crazy, bro?
Yeah.
Like what the non-believers do. Like they take the thing, they remove all the organs and shit, then they fill it with all this gas and stuff. They leave it in the refrigerator for weeks sometimes. Okay, now we're going to have the funeral. Like your mother and your father's a frozen pizza. Like you just put them in a refrigerator. You put them in a refrigerator for weeks, and then they do funeral.
And then they burn them. And then they burn them.
And then if they don't want to do it, they just put them in a fire.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
They start the process early, I guess. Bro,
that sounds awful.
Like the amount of respect that's shown to the human body in the religion of Islam, bro. Like the dead body, bro. Like mad respect, bro.
In Islam, if you kill an enemy in war, what are you supposed to do with their body? Curious about this. You must treat the dead humanely, bury them, perform the funeral
Yeah, no, we
rites
didn't
if
need to, like,
possible,
we already knew this.
and never mutilate, torture, or desecrate the body. Islamic law teaches respect for every human course. Mutilation, burning, cutting off parts, or other desecration are forbidden.
The dead have rights in Islam, let alone the living.
And these are your enemies, by the way. These are
The
people
dead.
that were trying to kill you.
The dead have rights.
If you can, the body should be prepared and buried. The normal Muslim funeral process, washing the body if feasible, shrouding, offering the funeral prayer, and burial, is the ideal. I don't see other people holding that same respect, especially for what's going on in the Middle East, bro.
None.
It's atrocious.